Well, I haven't used this platform in a while, so it was like I learned that could you can't use the computer, it has to be the
Yeah,
phone.
it has to be a phone. Yeah,
Okay.
I should
Okay.
probably have told you, but I guess we should just get on cracking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Do what you love without sacrificing yourself to do it. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Podcast with Sheila, the podcast that is spreading positivity around the world by sharing inspiring life experiences. Today with me is Benjamin Brown, a sales expert, author, and father of two young children. He's worked in sales for over 23 years, and today we are going to talk about everything sales and more. If you are one of those people who doesn't think sales is important or sales training is important, then this is for you. As usual, we aim to motivate, educate, and inspire you. Hello, Benjamin, and welcome to Podcast with Sheila.
Welcome. I love being here. Thank you for the invite.
It's an honor. Well, technology this evening is just twisted our heads around, but I'm happy we finally made it. So, in summary, who is Benjamin? Tell us a little bit about you, where you come from, a little background story before we set the ball rolling.
Well, in about the next 30 minutes or so, I want to give some insight into some actually very easy skills people can have takeaways to affect their sales right away and what they're doing wrong. Basically, with 26 years of background experience in sales, I bring a vast knowledge from all aspects, from management all the way to a rep in sales. And so 6 years ago, I endeavored in starting my own consultancy firm, helping people educate themselves on the language of sales. Not it's a language and how it actually affects them from technology wise to actually verbally. And so I've been doing that quite well. So I run a program right now, small elite amount of people that I can help, bring that into their life, into their business. And normal times we're getting 20 to just maybe sometime up to 60% difference by involving the sales skill into their small business.
Brilliant. Before we delve deeper into sales, let's get a little background story. Let our audience who get a chance on this video get to know a little bit about you, who our guest is for today, before we really get into the topic for today. Let's briefly talk about life as a father of two young children. This is because you've
Ooh.
mentioned it in your bio. So, what is the experience like? Any challenges and take home advice you would like to share with us?
Well, I'm a product of divorce, and so I'm 50% parent. And so my children are 9 and 11 years old. I actually have to pick them up here in about 45 minutes and do the old dad thing and figuring out what my daughter wants to eat, which is the most difficult thing in the world. But I tell people the beautiful part of being a parent, if you're not, you're missing out. You get to see a benefit of your genes, whether they're good or bad. So if your genes are good, maybe you get a good kid. If your genes are bad, and game time. So, it's a beautiful thing to raise children. It's a blessing from upstairs. It's not for everyone. And that's why some people don't have children. But, I've raised everybody else children except for mine. So I have older godchild and nephew that I raised, but actually having your own children at this late date is a blessing. It keeps you young.
I totally agree with you. It's much more of a blessing. As sometimes my own children will do things that will just really get on my last nerve. And I remember that recently my son said, "Do you regret having us?" I said, "Never. I'll never regret having you. It's a blessing. Both of you are miracles to me. But sometimes you do certain things that mommy doesn't like, and we have to let you know that what you did wasn't appropriate."
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
great. As a father, what will your favorite moment be?
Oh my goodness. Um, Watching them grow. My daughter sometimes sleeps with me and just sitting down and I went away for a couple of days. I had a business meeting. Um, and most people only get to see the children outside, like relatives. They get to see them every couple of weeks or every couple of months. But even just to miss 5 days, I think it was 4 days. I was gone on Friday. I came back on Monday. I got to see him. So 4 days. I never like to go more than 4 days without seeing him. Just in those 4 days, I got to see the difference. Like, boom, like, wow, like she's grown like in 4 days. So I imagine when people looking from the outside, and I tell people this time is very precious unless you're continually having children. It soon will be over before you know it. And then you'll be like, wow, I miss it. So when people talk about it, I don't like kids. I couldn't see how I can do that. Before you know it, I'm looking at my other friends who have children. One of them now, she's crying and the child hasn't even graduated yet. So it's like, she's I'm like, he hadn't even gone yet. One of my friends, he graduates this year, his son, and he's like, the wife is already crying. He hadn't even. I'm like, goodness gracious, So it is a blessing. It's part of life if you're blessed to have that. It's like being healthy most of your life, not having broken bones. But the rank up there, having some type of spiritual connection within yourself and with someone else besides yourself, and then children ranks very high up there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Now, please share with us some of your journey as a sales expert and where did all this start for you?
I kind of fell into sales years ago, in the gym business, and since then, in the region that I'm in states, finding out that I have a career and that I could do it pretty well was a thing of staying in with it. Plus, the fact you write your own destiny based upon the work that you do. So, sales is a continuous education. It is a skill. If you continue to work at it, you could be good at it. Depending on the organization and the product or service, you could do very well. That goes from stocks to car sales to, of course, real estate. Everybody who does well. But sales is everywhere. Even in your life with your children, you're selling them on being good or selling them something. So once you understand what sales is all about, your life becomes a little bit easier because you can't escape it. So people are like, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. You're doing it. You just don't know you're doing it, to a certain extent. So it's all around us, the analogy that I give. And once you understand that, and I'm able to get that through to you, you realize sales is simple, but it's not easy, and you have to continue to improve and work at it. It's a skill.
Yeah, I'll be coming back to that quite briefly, but I'm one of those people who don't like to do a sale. And just this afternoon, I've been in an online workshop, and one of the things that came up was about sales. And they had asked, "How many of you don't enjoy it?" And my hand was first to go up because I totally don't enjoy anything sale. But I'll be happy for sale to be introduced to me as something lovable because I don't have a choice. I have to be able to love it as somebody, as an entrepreneur. I have to love it.
Well, the thing about it, you don't have to love it. It's the product or service. If you
Yeah.
like or love what you serve or
Mm,
sell, then that's the deal. The mindset I have to change in people is that sales is not what you think it is. So people have these negative connotations of what they they think it is or try to do it, and it's not true. I've taken people who didn't like sales, and we made like $200,000 in 6 months, and they were like, "I can't believe." And so when it's done right, it's a beautiful thing. As I always say, but most people have never been taught. So how do you know you don't like something that you've never been taught just because you've seen it or you've heard it or you had a bad experience? Because once you learn how to sell, the people that have the negative things that ripping people off, they're really good at sales too. They just chose to do it for the bad. But 90% of people will do it for the good and nobody ever pays attention to them. So sales is always running around, but they always have that negative thing. Somebody ripped them off or something of that nature. But those guys, they believe in what they were doing. That's why they were good at it. But most people believe in their product, but they can't sell. So they got people that out there that believe in the negative that they're ripping people off and they're killing it. They're ripping people off, they're making a lot of money. And then you got people that just trying to do good in life and trying to get products to help people, don't have the same passion, can't do it, and don't want to do it. And I'm like, what's the difference? So it's the same thing. Once you learn how to do it, you have a choice whether to use it for good or bad. The force. right?
All right. So now let's shine more light on it properly. What is a sale and what is a sale process?
Okay. So a sale is simply getting someone to move, right? So when you go online, you go somewhere and there's an ad. What they want you to do, click on this,
Mm.
right? Give me your email, answer this question, go to this website, ask this question, call this number. It's little baby steps. Amazon does it well. Once you leave that website, it follows you, goes up, pops up again. Click on here, go back, research, check out the reviews. So before computers or anything else, that was done verbally through a person, not automated through an email, or maybe it was a fax. But before that, there was a person that went door to door, right?
Yeah.
Or it was done on the TV where you had to pick up a phone and call. So you had to do something. They're making you do something. 1995, call now, call now, call now, call now, call now. Get up and do something. And so the job of a salesperson to find out whether you like it or love it, and then make sure that if you want it or need it, because people buy based upon what they want. So they might need it, but then you're turning it into a want, which means converts it into the sale. So it's a bunch of baby movements of getting people to do. If I ask you a question, let me ask you a question. I'm getting you to move closer. I'm getting
Yeah.
you to figure out if I can help you. I'm getting in the big in the end. Let's get you started, which means you either gotta call me, you gotta give me a credit card, you gotta do something that moves that into your life. So, but a sale doesn't have to do with money. When a child asks you to pick them up, pick me 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 up, he's asking you to do something. Pick me up, move, mom, move. So it doesn't have to do with money. It's simpler than that. Is what a sale is about.
Do you realize that these days you could be just talking about something? Like I could be talking to you about something, and the next moment I go on my phone and that thing pops up as a sale to me. I don't know how that works, but I've been thinking about it. I could probably be talking about sofas, let's say sofas, be discussing sofas, and then I just go on my phone and then they'll be showing me sofas from different companies. That I believe is a sale, but I don't know how that works. Do you have an idea how it just pops up on your phone when you've not even started doing
Oh,
a
your
search?
phone never turns off. Your phone is a recording system. It's a sales system. So your phone is inundated into your house. It's like leaving your TV on with a camera.
Oh, so then it's spying on us
So
then.
yeah, so anything you say through the phone gets picked up. When you say, "Hey," I can't say it now, or "Hey Siri," because I don't have an Apple,
Mm.
it automatically picks up. So when you're in the background and your phone is sitting there and you're saying couches, it's picking that up.
Oh my God. We are not safe anymore at all.
No, there is no people like, oh, I don't want to. I remember back in the days when I was doing credit cards and people like, I don't want to give you my information. I don't want to
Mm.
give you my name. This was back in the late 90s. That was the hardest part. I don't want to give you my phone number. I'm like, those days are over. There's nothing. If you have a cell phone and an address,
Yeah.
you're in the system. So you might as well use the system or, go in the mountains.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Take your food with a tent up
Yeah.
there because once you bring a phone up there, you're in the system,
Mm.
you're in the grid. So yeah, and then it's not, and then AI is picking that up, right? So they have
Mm.
bots that are in the phone that are, whenever you do something, it follows you and wants you. So it's that's why I said salespeople will never go away. Sales never goes away. So
Wow.
things will be popping up, like you said, it popping up after you say it. It's going to be dangerous in the next 20 years. It's going to pop
Yeah.
up before you think it. You have never said anything.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. But in going forward, why is it important to receive training in sales?
If you haven't, have you built your own house?
No.
You imagine what it's like watching like a YouTube video and reading
Mm.
like 3 books, and then I drop off the supplies at a job site and I say,
Yeah.
go for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would that look like? The same way you looked at me in the beginning and said, I don't like sales.
Yeah.
You have not been trained.
Yeah.
But if somebody went out there and showed you how to build your own house a couple of times, 3 or 4 times, you would have it down where you could build your own, and then you possibly could train somebody else to do it, right? That's
Exactly.
called a skill. There's not very many skills still left, as far as that type of deal. And sales is a skill. So you can't read a book on it, even though I've written a book on it. I tell people this is just a guide. It's not gonna save you. A video on your customer is not going to tell you what you did wrong.
Yeah.
So while you're building that house, that guy's going to be like, "Don't put that up there. Change this." The reason we do that, you get to learn the hard way. That's why sales is simple, but it's not easy because you have to learn what the hard part of it is, and it takes work, and most people don't want to work. And the self-esteem is very low. So you're in a job where people are telling you no a lot, and people don't like that. But that's how you make the big money. That's how you make dreams come true, by alleviating the no's and understanding how that process works. It becomes easier and easier. You're not affected by the no's anymore because you know that if I call 50 people, that maybe two will buy. But if I do that on a regular basis, I'm going to make, I don't know, $10,000 a month. So screw the 50 calls. I'll make those easy because I'm going to make 10. So imagine if I go to 100, I'm going to make 20 because it's a numbers game, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about the negative stuff. I'm making, all I got to do is pick up the phone and dial and talk, and I can make $20,000 a month. Wow. I don't have to go out in the rain. I don't have to dig ditches, but you got to know what you're doing, right?
Is there an appropriate way of doing a sale such that it is pleasant to the person you're selling to? Because
Yeah,
that had
yeah.
popped up
Learn
today. Yeah.
learn it.
Hmm.
Because if you sound like crap when you don't, you go and ahs, and I'm thinking, and
Hmm.
you're trying to remember what I said in the book. And Brown said, "Oh, if you could, maybe if you did that, all that kind of stuff like that." That doesn't work.
Hmm.
You have to practice it where it comes out. Have you heard me say and ah since I've been on this phone?
Hmm.
No, because I'm proficient in my vernacular. I have to practice my voice where it seems like I know what I'm talking about, even sometimes if I don't. Because my confidence level, 80% of sales is confidence. Fake it till you make it, right? But the thing
Yeah.
about it, the person is watching you and grading not you, not the product, but you. Should I believe you? We always do that. Is this person what even if it's just a voice, even if it's just an email, do I know this person? No, like, and trust, right?
Yeah.
Especially with anything over $20. It's like, I don't know. You have to convince me. I know I want it, but tell me why I should buy it from you.
Exactly. Well, I'm just going to ask this, but is there a way that people should look when they are making a sale to be able to make an impression on the person they are selling it to? Especially, an example is recently I'd met somebody who was selling something to me, and as I looked at the person's appearance and presentation, I was put off, thinking, why would anybody in the space of a consultant, because if you're consulting for me and your appearance alone is not something that is inspiring,
Right.
your appearance, as in your physical appearance, doesn't inspire, then for me, the first thing is you've lost me. But as I was discussing with somebody, the person said, no, maybe she knows what she's about. So you should rather be listening to what she's offering you and not looking at the appearance. But the appearance alone just put me off. So then I wasn't able to focus on listening. Do you think in doing a sale, your appearance is very important?
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. First impression. It's just like dating.
Yeah.
You come up there and the guy has like one leg with shorts and the other one's long pants. He comes up and starts talking to you. The first thing you're gonna do is like, what is this about?
Yeah.
So no like and trust in the beginning, right?
Hmm.
So, that's the type of deal. Back in the days, we used to wear shirt and ties all the time. I still have a whole thing of shirt. Nobody wears them anymore. I'm
Mm,
like, where's all the shirt and ties? You know
mm,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I wear shorts most of the time or things like that. Um, but yeah, I do it's like me when I do public speaking. I come dressed when I do. I go out to meetings, I meet somebody in person. I'm dressed. I have nice shoes. I know how important that is. You know, it is very important. Oh, this guy looks like he knows what he's talking about, right? That's the first thing. He looks like he knows what he's talking about. I haven't said anything,
Yeah.
right? Absolutely.
Can you just do an example of a sale pitch? One to rope somebody in. Just give us an example. If you can do like a demonstration to rope somebody in
Okay, what is the product?
a house.
So you want to buy a house?
Yeah.
Why would you want to buy a house?
Well, I feel my family is growing, and we are looking for a much bigger space. And
Bigger space.
yes,
Wow. What's the difference? What's whole the space issues? What did you buy something? Did he buy another car? You needed a garage. The children are growing. What's the issue?
children are grown. The rooms look much smaller for us now. We want a bigger place with bigger space, bigger rooms, places around the house where you can sit and relax, especially when the weather changes a bit, and also space to park two cars, possibly.
Ah, so you're like running into the walls or something like that, bumping into the walls for
Exactly.
space.
Exactly.
Wow. So children are growing, the things that put, and you're bumping into the walls, and that's happening on a regular basis every day, right?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Very, very uncomfortable. And sometimes you just want to stay at one place because moving around is very uncomfortable and not that easy.
Really? So if I was not saying I could, but maybe if I was able to provide you a different location,
Mm,
a different house
mm,
that was bigger,
mhm,
that you possibly could have two cars,
mhm.
then also enough room for you guys to move around with so you don't have the anguish of bumping into walls in space. And if I could snap my fingers like that and get that done, how would that feel for you?
That will feel really, really good. But then we are looking at also the price that comes with it. And everything should be factored in as we look for the house.
Well, if I based on that, if it was based on your budget,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's within your budget and it's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you're looking for, would there be anything holding us back with moving forward with this today?
Yeah.
So
If,
I'm gonna ask a couple of more questions just to make sure I'm re in. So then I'm gonna go and show you a house, and then I'm gonna confirm it's in your budget. And so when I get toward the end, we're ready to move forward. When?
as soon as I like the
What did I
place,
ask you? What did I ask you? Assume you like the place, but I asked you, you're able to move forward when?
immediately. So it's about asking the right questions, trying to find out what the person is looking for.
What is your
And
emotional trigger?
is that to say what triggers me emotionally? Do I have an answer to that? I don't think I do because I
You
don't think
gave
I've
it to
written.
me. You're bumping into the walls. You're running out of room. It's frustrating for you. So you're not buying a new house. You're buying yourself out of what?
Discomfort. So we are buying comfort. Oh my God.
Not
Mm,
buying a house. See?
mm,
People buy based upon what they want, not what they need. You need a house, but you want to get out of discomfort. So I'm
yeah,
not going to sell you a house. I'm going to sell you what?
comfort.
Ah.
Mm. Oh, I get it. So that is a skill, isn't it? Sale is a skill. And I think that is what we actually need to get. And that will make the whole process enjoyable and much easier. Uh, As you
Right.
can,
Slow
yeah.
it down.
Mm-hmm.
Slow it down. Don't be so fast. People on the phone. Da, 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 da. Everybody's so
Mm-hmm.
fast. Did you see me talk to you real fast? Did I tell
No,
you what I have? That
no,
I'm trying to convince you of
no.
anything? Am I yelling at you, telling you to do all of this? No. I ain't trying to do none of that. I'm trying to figure out what you want, not
Yeah,
what you need. What do you want? And there's a number of other steps in there that I'm putting together because the most important thing for me is that I'm not wasting your time. I want to make sure I'm not wasting
yeah, exactly.
because I need to move on to the next person. That's my job. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're not qualified, I'm not going to go through the full rhetoric of assuming, which is the first rule in sales, assuming. I'm never going to assume that you're ready for this product. So if I ask you, based upon that, you say budget, I can go, okay, so what is your budget?
Mm,
You come and say, oh, 200,000 US. And I say, okay, but I might have a house that might be about $20,000 over, but it'd be worth the price before we even go to that. And I show you that. Is that a reality for you of stretching just a little to get the 220, to get the second car, the second garage that you want, and have exactly what you want between you and your husband right now? Can you make that decision?
mm,
Right? I'm
yeah.
not telling you to go think about it and go home.
Mm,
I'm telling you and your husband right now because based on what I'm trying to tell you, if I'm able to get you that house, I can put a little effort in it. Somebody else is looking at this house. The only reason I'm bringing it to you because you're at 200. So for 220, if I add that up based upon that, that would probably be 300, I mean $120 more in your monthly payment to get you exactly what you want. But before we go there, can we do that if it works and I show you this house? I'm not going to get in a car and drive over there and go, oh, it's 220. Do you want it? You look at your
mm,
husband and go, we're at 200. I don't know. And I'm like, we drove all the way over here. We
mm,
wasted 3 hours looking at
yeah.
the house. I could have went somewhere else. I could have sold somebody else in that time. Took another call. You could have looked at another house. All these things can happen, but I assume you're going to like this house, even though it's more than your budget. I'm going to confirm that. I'm not going to assume anything. Does that
Mm,
make sense?
it does. Yeah,
It's a process.
yeah. Wow,
My
wow,
job is to get from one client to another the quickest way possible.
wow,
That's it.
wow. So how has sales changed over the years?
It hasn't. It's just tools. Back in the 40s, what did we have? Radio.
Yeah. Mm,
Everybody went door to
mm,
door salesman. Then in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, the telephone came. So now I can make phone by
mm,
calling, not having to walk door to door.
mm,
Then the television came, the television advertisement. That was another tool. Then what? In the 80s came what? Just more technology in the 90s, late 90s. The cell phone era came in, fax machine. Then the computer came in, then email. Same products, same services, right?
yeah.
Same sale. You just have more tools to reach more people. So when I send out an email to try to get people to kind of respond, I can send out 10,000. How long will it take me to knock on doors? So
Mm.
now Amazon is the king of getting the right people at the right time type deal.
So in your own opinion,
Makes
which is
sense.
the best medium of sale, in your
What?
opinion? The best medium to use for
Medium.
sale?
What
Yeah.
what does that
Is
mean?
it
Medium.
the telephone or emails by email? Which is the best?
Face to face.
Face to face. Mm,
I mean, that's the pure thing of sales. I mean, if I can sell like Amazon where I don't have a phone number, you can't get nobody on the phone. That process has been refined so many times. That's why they do that. But most of the time for entrepreneurs and everybody else, they don't have the money to automate.
mm,
But
mm,
they pay other people $2,000 to market for them. Facebook ads, all the stuff people try that doesn't work. It's because they don't want to get on the phone and call. They want to make it easy. They want somebody else to go out there, bring the clients to them and buy their product and pay the people to market. That's what we do, right? How
Yeah.
many times does that work out?
Not really. Not really. It doesn't work that much.
We're spending more money now on people that try to market for us than we actually spend R&D. And
Mm,
I still do it myself, trying to figure out easy way, because time is important,
exactly.
right? So
Yeah.
somebody can shorten the time between bring, but I'm the salesman, so I can close. But most people are getting it, whatever sparingly people they get coming in, they can't even close them.
Mm,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I was going to ask, why does every company need a sales process? But I think you've answered that in your presentation previously. But if
Yeah,
there's something else,
because when you grow, you're gonna have to tell somebody else how to do it. Your
mm,
SOP, standard operating procedure, makes it easy. You can't people come in and sell for you. You like, oh, just go sell it. Like, no, you need to tell them how to do it. You're gonna waste a lot of time.
yeah.
So you need to have a proven system to give to them so they can replicate it and do it.
Wow. What will your final message be then to our listeners as we wrap up?
If you like it, love it, sell it. The main thing is that don't try to sell something that you don't like or love. That's my first criteria when I work with my groups. Do you like it or love it? Because you're going to need that to get through the tough times. Because if you don't, it comes through in your message and in your voice and everything else. You're going to have a way difficult time selling it. Do you like it or love it? Can you get through the hard times believing in this product that it's going to work and help people? If not, that's why businesses don't make it past 5 years, 90%.
Yeah.
Let's
Wow.
go try to sell something easier. It's got to be an easier way. No, because you don't know how to sell it. So it's going to be hard, especially even if you know how to sell it, it might be hard. Entrepreneurship is not easy.
Yeah.
But Mark Cuban, the one who's on Shark Tank, if you watch the show Shark
Mm,
Tank,
mm,
Mark Cuban, he's on there where you come as an entrepreneur and pitch your ideas and they
mm.
they invest in it.
It's like
He
Dragons Den in the UK. It's called, we have
yeah,
something similar, Dragons Den.
he owns the Dallas Mavericks, the
Mm,
basketball team. He's a billionaire. He said the first thing you need to learn as an entrepreneur is how to sell.
yeah.
But everybody think they could be an entrepreneur now. Oh, I'll be an entrepreneur. Like that word was foreign to most
Yeah.
people. Nowadays, kids come out of college. I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm like, you haven't done anything.
It's it's difficult to be an entrepreneur, but it's also when sometimes when you've gone a mile or you've done a few things and you sit back and look at or reflect on the things you have achieved, then it's like it becomes a feather in your cap, if I'm saying it right, or then you are proud of yourself based on how far you've come. Because as an entrepreneur, you do a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah,
Because as you're
yeah.
starting, it's just you have to market, you have to sell, you have to do this, you have to do whatever, everything at a point in time you find yourself
What is
doing
the
something.
job of an entrepreneur?
You have to be able, for me, I think you have to be able to solve a problem. So you have to identify.
The job of an entrepreneur is to fire yourself from the jobs that you don't want to do. Because in the beginning, you got to do everything. So once I get enough money, I'll go get a bookkeeper. Then I'll go get an accountant. Then I'll go get we can get marketing. We go get some marketing.
Mm,
Then I'll hire a sales team or get a sales team, right? I don't
hmm
like doing that. I'll pay somebody else to do it if I have enough money, but you have to
yeah,
have enough money.
money.
So how do you get money?
You would have
Sell.
of course. So then it all boils down to sales, because it's sales that brings in the
Yeah, but
money.
how many people come in and like, oh, I've started my business. I'm working on my website. Okay, how many products have you sold? None. What are you doing?
Selling. Selling. So to this point, as I'm beginning to think that I never liked sale, I've actually done sale throughout my life. as I've
Yes.
worked as an entrepreneur, because I've done this for 6 years, and I've been able to grow it for 6 years, and it's grown now from where it started as a one-man business. Now we've employed people in the business. So then it means it's grown. So all that while I've been doing sale, else I wouldn't have been here, because I've been selling the business to people. That is
You've
why
been
this is
selling your employees. If not, they wouldn't have stayed with you.
exactly. So every day of our life, we're doing a sale, like you had said earlier on, but we don't know that is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow, this is an eye opener, and I believe that a number of people will probably be doing a sale every day, and just like me, would not even know that is what, because we think
They
it
talk
at the
about
back.
I don't like sales. As an
Yeah,
entrepreneur saying that. That's like
yeah,
being a swimmer talking about I don't like water.
exactly, exactly. Oh, look at the irony of that. Exactly, exactly, exactly.
You're a
Wow.
swimmer? You don't like water? Yeah. I
Yeah,
just don't like water, but I'm a great swimmer.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Wow,
Mm.
wow, wow, wow. At this point, I think we are going to sign off with your final words that said, "If you love it, sell it." So if you love it,
Yeah,
whatever you love, sell
I
it.
tell people this thing. If they want to reach out to me in my group, I only train specific amount of people every
Mm,
year. It's very reclusive. I'll give it to you. It's meetwithbenjamin.com. They
mm,
can schedule a call one on one, depending on their product or service, to see if they qualify to work with me. I have the website 360 Sales. The book is Master the Art of Closing the Sale by
mm,
Benjamin Brown. It's on Amazon. You can get that. But mainly it's meetwithbenjamin.com. They can get that. But my question is, what's two takeaways you got from this meeting today that you're taking away that you've learned?
mm.
Two things. What?
You're asking me. Oh, I learned that every day of my life I'm doing a sale. And to be able to do a sale, it should be coming from something that you really love, to be able to sell it to somebody. When you love something, you'll be able to sell it properly to the person. And yes, at least these are the two things. And the one that really, really hit me is every day of my life, I've been doing a sale without knowing I'm selling. Yeah.
So thank you for your time. You got something
Great.
from it. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. It was brilliant. We'd like to say a massive thank you, Benjamin, for coming on Podcast with Sheila today.
Awesome. I'm gonna go pick up the kids. I'll be thinking of you. Remember, tonight you'll be thinking about holy mackerel. I've
Yeah.
been doing it the whole time.
Yeah. Definitely. If you've been listening in, this is season two, episode 797 of our podcast series, where we bring seasoned guests with inspiring life experiences and stories to share with us. Do not miss out on all these lovely experiences. Subscribe and be notified when a new episode is released. Whilst at it, please drop us a rating. We have a video presentation of this episode on our YouTube page, whilst we have the audio on all our audio landing sites and snippets on social media platforms as well. Just search for Podcast with Sheila on YouTube or on all the pages and you'll find us. Our prayer for you this week is that you become an advocate and a lover of peace. Remember, change begins with you. Until we meet again, have a brilliant week. Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much, Benjamin.
You're very welcome. Anything else, let me know. Let me
Sure,
go get
definitely.
these damn kids. No, I'm just
Sure.
joking.
Thank you. Thank you so
I
much.
love them. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.